Hello everyone, I'm glad to have you all today, as we will be starting a Terraria Calamity Infernum playthrough, this time with an actual microphone. Because I know that most people treat videos like this like some sort of a podcast, and it's very common for them to just have it on like a second monitor and just listen to it while doing something else. And it's just better to have a microphone so that you can listen to it nicely. Though please cut me some slack initially, since I'm very new to talking like this in general, and it will definitely take me some time to get used to it. Okay, since I'm not the greatest at the game, I know, unbelievable, right? I will be playing as the beefy, juicy melee class, which most professional players consider to be the best overall, having the most defense, very solid damage, and incredible accessories and weapons in general. Am I still afraid? Of course I am. But I wanted a challenge, so here we are. Now, I gotta be honest, I have tried Infernum before. I was doing fairly well, and I beat Yaron, but I quit before the Exumex and the Witch. Oh, and also the Island Worm as well. I forgot that Infernum actually makes it a proper boss. But yeah, now with all of that out of the way, let's start building some houses and start exploring. Mainly towards the left, where the abyss should be. Why there, you ask? For those of you that might not know, in Calamity, the River Shark pickaxe is reverted to its original not nerfed state, allowing us to mine Hellstone early on, which we will be doing in order to rush for a Molten Armor for best defense and overall best melee bonuses. But how do you get the River Shark? Well, when you kill a Trasher in a world where the Angler hasn't been saved yet, he will drop out of the Trasher. After that, you lure in another Trasher to kill the Angler, and he will drop the golden fishing rod upon death. By the way, I heard that there will be an update sooner or later that will be removing this feature, which really sucks. I don't know exactly when that is gonna be, but oh well, what can we do about it? Now, because I'm very talented, I forgot that I have a couple of mods installed, one making the NPCs unkillable, and another one that makes all of these NPCs that require saving in the first place, like the Angler, the Goblin, the Tavern Keep, to just allowing them to spawn immediately. So I had to go into a different world to do the Angler trick there, because even though I turned the mods off, most of these NPCs, including the Angler, were still unkillable. I'm not sure why exactly. Luckily though, you won't be able to see all of those 40 minutes of actual misery that I went through, and the important part is that we now have the golden fishing rod and we can continue fishing whenever we actually get to that. Before that though, I explored a little more, went through the right side of the world, found the Trinket of Chi, a magic mirror that, of course, we will be using to get initially a shimmer mirror from our good friend Toji, so that we can go to the shimmer and shimmer herb bags into cans of worms. For those of you that might not know that, you can do that. Speaking of herb bags, the best place to actually find them is the big planetoid in the sky. It contains many herb bags, allowing you to get just enough bait for basically everything you would need in the game. Once we're at the shimmer, we will place 2 houses, get 2 NPCs here, so we can place a pylon. Even though we do have the mirror with us, the pylons are still a little bit quicker, and just use a pylon. By the way, I got the shimmer mirror from Prisma's Pristine Potions, though I heard that he's gonna be renaming it soon and making a little bit of a change to the mod itself. so I will make sure to leave the actual name in the comments down below. But alongside this one, you will see a lot of the other mods that I'm using in the description. So make sure if you wanna have any one of them, go check them out. They're great, but they have only been changed since my last Ranger playthrough, with one of the main examples being the Alchemist NPC mod, which I removed because it actually has some potions that, in my opinion, and not only my opinion, are considered cheating, you know, actual cheats, because they give you knockback immunity for free, which you shouldn't really have that early in the game. Alongside that, you have not one, but actually 2 dodges, which is quite massive. So I just decided to remove that. Although, if you actually feel like you need that extra bit of help in your own playthrough, feel free to have it. But speaking of somewhat cheats, I will let you guys know that I will be using a mod allowing me to make infinite potion effects from having just a single potion in my piggy bank, because for the most part I really hate grinding for the materials, and in my opinion it's a big waste of time. And I mean, pretty sure you guys are watching me to play Terraria, not farming simulator, so yeah. Now, with all that being said, we can commence with the fishing fest. We're aiming for river shark, of course, but also some pretty useful accessories like the Abyssal amulet.
Stop right there, criminal!
Yo, what's up guys, mid-editing Vi here. So, there's been quite a massive amount of things that have been updated with the new Calamity update. Right after I finished the playthrough, of course. And there's been a lot of changed things. The Abyssal amulet is now called the Sea Spirit amulet, and is fishable after the Desert Scourge has been defeated. And it has quite a different effect compared to before. So feel free to go check it out on the official Calamity wiki for more information. I will be popping up here and there if I notice I'm going through more wildly out of date information. But for now, mid-editing Vi out, giving us the Riptide debuff alongside immunity to it. Riptide giving us a little bit of a dot, which is honestly pretty solid. Balloon pufferfish and the frog legs for much better mobility, which we're gonna be using up until we get to the fledgling wings, because in general I really prefer wings. Not only do you have a much more solid maneuverability whenever you need it, but additionally no fall damage. It's absolutely great. And after a very slow and painful hour, we finally get our river shark. Enough crates for a 1 hour unboxing video, and honestly enough fish to feed all of Africa for 2 whole months. Within that hour though, I also built my own little gamer crib, as you can see, packed with a magic storage and the most useful NPCs I will be needing. I will also be installing Fargo's Elevator for, of course, ease of use. And by the way, yes, I did cheat in the, I think it was called Terra storages from Magic Storage, because in all honesty it really just doesn't matter. Like, it's just extra space, less annoyance overall. After that, it's time to properly explore our underground, so we can find heart crystals, Hermes boots, and whatever else we find useful to us. Kinda like this diamond crawler over here, which we're gonna need for the diamonds for a greater hook. And after a while we also find an extractinator, which, as a matter of fact, usually takes me around a decade to find. I don't know why I'm so unlucky with those, but I guess lucky for me right now, eh? After that we reach the lava layers, where I gather some obsidian, which we're gonna be needing for the molten armor, Terra spark boots, and the obsidian shield, which we're gonna be using later on as well, of course. We go to Hell, and after gathering the Hell Forge, we start our Epic Gamer Hellstone mining session. After going back to our house, not by choice, there is a blood moon, which of course we're not going to be doing anything with. And we just craft our armor so that we can finally have something to protect our fragile body. And go back down to Hell, where we find our weapon of choice for early hard mode, the Blade Crest Old Sword, a fantastic, just awesome, beautiful weapon, able to inflict on fire, has very great damage, and homing. Even though the homing capabilities of the weapon are a little bad because we can't really aim, and later on you will see what I mean by it can be a little bad. By the way, this playthrough I will be trying one of the strats of Big Boy Yardis, which actually is just having a Featherfall potion permanently on, which on paper should allow you to have somewhat better maneuverability, but it will take me a very long time to get used to it, and in the late game I might be so bad with it that I might just take it off. But honestly, I'm down to give it a go, and let's see what will happen. We make our way to the Brimstone Crags, where we place houses again so that we can get ourselves a Brimstone Pylon, so that we can have another point of teleportation, and later on find Brimstone Elemental. After we go back home, we make a diamond hook, get a cursed watch so that we can control time whenever our heart desires, and proceed to die 3 times to the Dungeon Guardian while trying to get a water candle so that we can make the farming of Goblin Scouts a little bit easier. After which we give up and realize if we would have just spent all of this time actually farming them, we could have gotten the cloth normally. But honestly, what can you do? You live, you learn, so it is what it is. After finding enough, we make our way to the beach, where again we place some houses, get a beach pylon there so we can have the right side of the map for a quick teleportation as well, go back home to make the Goblin battle standard, and quickly take care of the invasion. After that, we teleport to the Shimmer. For those of you who do not know, it is generally the easiest place to find the Goblin, because usually the area of the Shimmer is completely filled with blocks, and most of the times you will not have a single point where the Goblin can spawn outside of your screen and you won't be able to see him. And with this being said, after around 5 minutes we find him very easily, free him, buy a Tinkerer's Workshop, Goblin Rocket Boots to make our upgraded boots later, and reforge our weapon to Godly alongside all of our accessories to Lucky, which I found out that in general is the best reforge, especially for early game, providing the most amount of damage up until you reach 100% crit, of course, in which case after past 100% you literally get no benefits, so it's completely wasted. And of course, the other exception being Summoner, where your minions cannot crit in the first place, so of course Menacing is your best option. We then make our Spectre boots, rope up to the big planetoid, where we place all of the charging stations so that we can start cell production. You need between 8,500 and 9,000 power cells for all of the Draydon schematics, so it's best to start as soon as possible. you can see the amount of ore bags that you get from here. It is honestly crazy. And after a while, I come to the desert, I build a little arena, and it is finally time for our first boss, the Desert Scourge. He can be challenging. I myself forgot that once you spawn him, he charges the player quite a lot, and as you can see, I got trapped, but managed to escape and started going in a semicircle / oval pattern to dodge him, while the on fire buff from our sword and the Riptide from the Abyssal Amulet were chopping at its health steadily. I'm definitely doing a horrible job dodging him, but most of that is because I forgot how he moves, since I haven't played Infernum in quite a while. But after defeating him, I realized we killed him so quickly, he didn't even do his tornado attack, which in my opinion is generally the hardest, even though you kinda just go up and down. But yeah, I mean, this sword is really damn good. After that, we will make our relic platform so that we can have the trophies. I love them. The Infernum relics are absolutely amazing. Look at that black and red shade. Oh, so good. But next boss on the list is Eye of Cthulhu. The teeth flying at you during phase 2, the balls he shoots at you, you just need to go around and they will just miss you or hit the ground. But even though they're not that difficult, it still adds an extra bit of layer to the fight that makes it just a little bit more interesting. And even though I make some mistakes, most of it is because I haven't really gotten used to the Featherfall potion yet. So, you know, of course this is gonna take me some time, but in general the fight is very well made, pretty simple once you get used to it, but it's really good, unlike the Resident Sleeper fight that is Revengeance mode Eye of Cthulhu, even Death mode Eye of Cthulhu, and yeah. Immediately after that is King Slime, another well-made fight in my opinion. The main part about this fight is the gem that tries to predict your movement, which is pretty easily avoidable once you get used to it and if you start jumping exactly when the crystal is going to hit. Another thing that doesn't help is the projectile that my sword is firing. I can't really aim the projectiles at the boss and they kinda go in the gem, which loses a little bit of damage, but it's still very doable and it's pretty nice. Also, a little trick for those that do not know, when the ninja comes out, if you actually stay pretty close to him, he will not shoot at all. But do be careful doing this strat because being very close to the boss can be pretty difficult. And immediately after Slime, we have Brian. Once you get used to his movements, he's pretty damn simple, I gotta be honest. When he's chasing you, you just run away from him. When he's dashing at you, most of the times you just jump upwards, or you just go down if you have a better arena than I do. When he's standing still and the eye starts to orbit around you and shoot at you, it's best to just go back and forth, in this case, you know, left and right. Sometimes he positions himself above me though, and that's kinda bad because of the sword projectiles again, but that's alright. And lastly, for the lasers, you do the same thing that you did with the eyes. They do try to predict your movement, but just going left and right is the best trick. But, ladies and gentlemen, that is gonna do it for this episode. Do let me know what you guys think in the comments. hit like button if you enjoyed it, and if you want to see more banging content from yours truly, feel free to subscribe and follow me on all of the social media linked down below. Although, if you are feeling awfully generous, there is a link to my Patreon there as well, where you can subscribe to me for as little as €2 per month, completely optional of course, but it's just another way for you to support me if you guys wish to do it. But with all of that out of the way, guys, again, I want to thank you all so much for watching, and I hope that you guys join me in the next one.